Okay, I am in a lot of trouble here. I have no idea what the heck happened. Welcome, if you're here. I'm not so sure anybody's gonna be here though, because I set up a different thing and now I'm confused about what is going on. So I'm going to be fiddling and faddling for just a minute to see if things are working. Looks like things are working, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe not. So, I'm definitely not thinking this is working. I don't know. How does this work? Maybe it is working. How does this work? Maybe it is. So, fudge. Okay, well, it seems like maybe there are people here. Okay, so, yeah, this was a wonderfully elegant introduction to Chatter with Statter. Hey, everybody, how you doing? So, what, I don't know what happened. What in theory happened was I scheduled a live stream like I always do.
Okay.
And I went to start that live stream and it didn't exist. So then I had to like
Chatter with Statter.
reschedule
How you doing?
it. But
I don't know what happened.
I don't really know what happened. But it looks like Andre and Shock found me, so I guess we've got some people here. Yeah, I
start that live stream.
Oh, was it the 26th? Oh, see, I got so confused. Yeah, we'll get that fixed. But it sounds like people have found me and found us. So there's at least a couple Chatter Statter boxes here with Andre and Shock. And Kenny Casey. Oh, am I getting an echo? I don't know why it's doing that, but in theory, I just clicked a button that should have stopped that echo. So tell me if the echo, oh God. I really honestly thought that everything was dialed in today. I mean, I made an effort. This is just, yeah. Okay, good. It is all good now. I don't know why I don't know why that happens. It seems to want to do that these days. Whatever. Hey, Tom Greek. Yeah, from the future, September 26th. I got confused about all those things. So I'm going to remove that and redo that, and everybody gets to whatever. Yeah, all y'all are here. That's good to know. I really appreciate Tom. Tom Greek, he was the purveyor of movie goods for last night's Statterbox at the cinema. We watched Tank Girl, and God, I have to tell you, I have not seen that movie in so long that it was like a brand new movie for me. I mean, like I said last night, there was bits that I remembered, but quite honestly, yeah, it was like a brand new movie. And it was a really good quality movie. Like someone was saying, like, in my little earphones, because I was using earphones that last night. Yeah, total stereo, fancy pants audio without a doubt. So thanks so much, Tom, for hooking us up. And then next week on Cinema at the Statterbox at the cinema, it looks like we've got Whip It, and Tom has already gotten me a copy of that as well. So, and it looks like the copy that Tom got for Whip It isn't going to be a 1080p. It'll only be a 720, which actually I have no problem with, and other people might prefer that. So that's good. Yeah. So, let's see here. Heavy pot use and age will do that, Mad Statter. Well, perhaps. But also I think it's just being tech illiterate will do that. And then, well, okay, you're right. The heavy pot use and age, I did completely forget to. Generally, I like to schedule the stream on Saturday, and it wasn't until 30 minutes ago that I was like, oh my God, I haven't even put up the schedule. I haven't scheduled the stream yet. And in that rush, I guess I decided, well, this stream's going to be in the future anyway, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Tom is the video fixer. Without a doubt, we have Tom to thank for the higher quality videos that we have gotten last week at Statterbox at the cinema because Tampopo was good enough, but we all remember that first night. Yes, Rollerball was maybe not as nice as it could have been. Oh, you meant remembering Tank Girl? Okay, good point. Fair enough. Good point. You might be onto something there. And I do believe I only saw that movie once. I did see it in the theater. I will tell you that. But whereas my sister, she's seen it like a quadrillion times. One of her favorite movies, apparently. Yeah. So let's see here. What I was thinking we could chat about for just, oh, hey, Comfortable Yum. We should watch Rollerball again on my 1 year mark. Well, or at least we should attempt to watch Rollerball again, but with a better copy, because streaming off of Pluto TV, they were not happy, and clearly the machines are onto things. Belly Bear, yeah, go get your ice cream. Hey, Michael Anthony Smith, good to see you. Yeah, folks, yesterday, I don't know if you caught the beginning or if you were even at. Some of you might not have been at the beginning of the movie, but the machines are onto us. Here's how I know this. I was freaking out over a issue that actually didn't exist, but in order to make sure that the issue didn't exist, or in order to find out that the issue didn't really exist, I had to do a test stream on YouTube, and it was a privated stream. Nobody could see it. It was like 5 minutes long. I did a 5 minute long stream of the beginning of Tank Girl to make sure the audio was coming in clearly. Dude, YouTube was right. He was like, nope, we know what you're doing, girl, and we're sending you a copyright notice right now in the first 5 minutes. And not only that, we're just going to stop your stream. And they did. Yeah, so neat. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can maybe argue that copyright strike, since it was a private stream and it was only 5 minutes, and I did remove it virtually immediately. Yeah, so all I know is the machines know. They do know. Not all the machines know everything, but some of the machines, they know a lot of things. Andre, that's why we're getting a new Matrix movie, to warn us about the continuing rise of the machine. Yeah, I guess. I've never seen any of the Matrix movies, but I do know that apparently there's some controversy with the new Matrix movie, because Neo is supposed to be dead thanks to the video game. And apparently when the video game was developed, the video game creators were like, no, this is part of the canon. Like, this is now this, the video game is part of the canon, and Neo died in the video game. So like, so they're apparently bringing him back in the movie. Now, literally all of these words that are coming out of my mouth is just like, I don't really even know who Neo is. I mean, I think he's the one that like offers you the blue pill or the red pill. I think he's, not Samuel L. Jackson. Is it Samuel L.? The other guy. I've never seen the movie. Not the Keanu Reeves main character, the other main character, the black dude. I don't know who it is. Lawrence Fishburne, maybe? I'm going to say Lawrence Fishburne. I think it's Lawrence Fishburne. I think, is he Neo? I want to say he is. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. It's clear. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Greek. Yeah, Rollerball from 1975, not the newer one. That was the first attempted video that we did at Statterbox at the cinema, and I found it for free on Pluto TV. And when I streamed it to test it for my own personal viewing pleasure, it streamed wonderfully. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful thing. But the moment I ran it through my Streamlabs OBS, Pluto TV was just like, oh, hell no, girl. And so just like did buffering and stuttering. And we watched it anyway, but it was a stuttering mess for a while. Yeah. Oh, Neo is Keanu Reeves? Well, shit, I don't know. See, I don't know. So let's see here. No, really, Neo is the Morpheus is the Lawrence Fishburne, and Neo is Keanu Reeves. Well, there you go. See, I don't know. I clearly. Clearly, I do not know. Never watched any of the movies, which I really should because they've become such a cultural reference point. I mean, even I know, I mean, I don't know which pill does what, but even I know there's something to do with the red pill and the blue pill. Yeah, anyway. So, let's see here. So wait, was it Morpheus then that died? Because I swear I thought it was the dude in the, well, I guess all of them wear long black leather jackets now that I think about it, right? See, I really don't know. I thought it was the dude in the long black leather jacket that died, but now that I think about it, aren't they all in long black leather jackets in the Matrix? Yeah, all right then. So I should see the Animatrix, the pre-Matrix story, which is animated. I guess. I mean, should I? I don't know. Do I care that much about it? Oh, everybody dies? Well, if everybody dies, then how did they have the movie? I'm so flippin' confused. That is very confusing. All right then. So, that is very confusing. Okay, so some of y'all might have been here a few streams ago when we were talking about all the scary things that were in the woods. And that conversation started out because I was making fun of um uh okay, Andre. So if you watch the prequel, then yeah, you understand the Matrix more. That makes sense. That makes sense. Um so uh so anyway, back to a couple streams ago, we were talking about things that are, oh wait, Comfortably Yum, your favorite Matrix actor is Hugo Weaving. I don't know who Hugo Weaving is. I'm so silly when it comes to actors and actresses. I just don't. I've Hugo Weaving. I don't know who that is. And speaking of, I didn't know who anybody is. I had no idea that the evil character from Tank Girl played the evil character in A Clockwork Orange. I mean, I just completely didn't. I mean, once it was pointed out, it's like, well, how did you not recognize him? But good Lord, I am just clueless when it comes to actors and their body of work. I think, what is his, Malcolm McDowell, I think his name was. Yeah, I had no clue that he was the Clockwork Orange guy. Who knew? Not me. So let's see here. Oh, okay, reincarnation happens a lot in the Matrix. Okay. And I've never seen V is for Vendetta, so once again, means nothing to me. Yeah, there you go. Never seen V is for Vendetta. Nope, never saw that. Isn't that the one, though, where the main character wears the Guy Fawkes mask? Or the Guy Fawkes mask, depending on how you pronounce it. Yeah, see, once again, totally stupid. Me, that is. Chocolat Cousin Mall was my first clue. I might not want to watch that movie. Oh, when you saw Malcolm McDowell, you were like, "Oh, wait, is that what is that what you mean? When you saw Malcolm McDowell, you're like, "Oh no, this might be gory and gross. I don't know if I want to watch this." Let's see here. I'm the perfect movie date. Yeah, I know exactly. I was like, I've never seen it. You know, it's all new to me. Hugo is the Elven King in The Lord of the Rings. Okay, see, I have seen The Lord of the Rings. However, all of those elven flippin' king scenes and all of that, like that part was so boring. I didn't pay any attention, and there's virtually no, I cannot even get a face with the character on that. And the main evil agent in the Matrix. Right. Well, that doesn't do me any good either. But okay, wait, Comfortably Yum. No, okay, this I might know. He's also the lead in the original Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Okay, now that now that is a movie I've seen many times. Okay, now I can sort of pull a face. But yeah, no, I mean I can Yeah, no, it's still like, really? Been in other stuff? I had no idea. Yeah, nope. And he's also the cross-dressing cop in The Dressmaker. Never even heard. I don't even know what The Dressmaker is, let alone, I mean, it's a movie, I'm assuming, but I've never, that doesn't even ring bells as far as like, that's a movie that exists. I didn't know that. Um, I mean, there's a lot I don't know. I think that that's something we all agree on, right? Yeah. Hey, Medium 7 Up, how you doing? I'm just talking about all the movies. It's a similar conversation that we seem to have a lot, which is what are the movies Statter hasn't seen? All of them. So yeah, The Matrix, nope, never seen it. V is for Vendetta, nope, never seen it. I mean, just name something, nope, never seen it. Yeah, all right then. Um, if you like Kate Winslet, I don't have an opinion on Kate. Kate Winslet isn't. Wait, I thought Kate Winslet was like Prince. Wasn't? Isn't? I thought she was married to a royal. Isn't that Kate who Kate Winslet is? Somebody from the royal family? Oh no. All right. I'm so confused. Belly Bear, you're back with watermelon. Ooh, watermelon and an ice cream bar. Well, I really do wish you could share that watermelon because that sounds pretty tasty. Right, Andre, I know music way more than I know movies. Movies are just not my thing. So comfortably, she was in Titanic. I've never seen Titanic, but I think I know who you're talking about now. And that's her name, Kate Winslet. Why did I think? There's a Kate that's a royal wedding, like a Kate just recently married into the recently, like there's one of them, Harry or Styles or whoever the hell, I don't remember who the royal princey boys are, but one of them's married to a chick named Kate, right? And that's the Kate I keep thinking of. Is her name Kate Middleton, maybe? My innocence. God, Andre, I'm not so sure I've had the term innocence thrown my way in a very long time, but when it comes to movies, I guess that is very true. I just am confused. Okay, so it is Kate Middleton all right, so it is Kate Middleton that's the royal. Kate Winslet is the actress. Both of them are British, I think, right? Let's see here. Okay, Prince William, there we go. Yeah, Prince, and then the other one's Prince Harry, I think, right? I was like Prince Harry and Prince Styles, but that's a completely different person. Yeah. Oh, Tom Greek, you're getting Rollerball now? Okay, cool. Maybe we can watch Rollerball again in a much smoother fashion on a future chatter or Statterbox at the cinema. Next week, though, we're going to do Whip It because we've already got that situation covered. And let's see here. Okay, so Belly Bear. Oh, Michael Anthony Smith, I'm so glad you haven't seen Titanic either. Yes, Titanic solidarity of no Titanicness. All right, well, that was gibberish, but that's what we do. Okay, yeah, see, Medium 7 Up. Yes, Prince Harry Styles. Right, you know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. The redhead and Winslet is an Aussie. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, they have that. They're from the, what is it? They're from the Commonwealth. How about that? My mom was from the Commonwealth as well. So Belly Bear, you like unknown good movies, like unknown actors that are talented. Speaking of unknown good movies, now this movie is really well known, but there's a couple actors in it that it's early in their career. Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies ever, and it probably took me about 5 or 6 watchings of it before I realized that Ben Affleck was actually in that movie. In fact, Ben Affleck was like the character in the movie that I hated the most, the stupid football guy who graduated, who, was a second year senior so he could be on the football team again. and the one who was after all the freshmen or whatever, the biggest jerk. It was. I can't tell you how long it took me. I mean, probably 5 or 6 times of watching that movie before I was just like, holy is that Ben Affleck? And yeah, actually it was Ben Affleck. Now, I mean, everybody knows that Matthew McConaughey was in that movie too, but Ben Affleck was also in that movie. And well, I didn't realize that the first 5 times I saw it. Hey, Cindy Krause, you are late, but that's okay. We're talking about all the movies that I've never seen and whether or not Kate Winslet is married to Prince Harry Styles. As it turns out, Kate Winslet is not married to Prince Harry Styles for a whole lot of reasons. First off, Kate Winslet isn't married to a royal at all, and there is no prince named Harry Styles, so I made all that up in my head. So, comfortably, you liked Affleck in Chasing Amy. I really, actually, I have to say, as much as Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are like not really my favorite people in the world, them as Loki and the other one in Dogma, I love how Kevin Smith uses Ben Affleck or used to use Ben Affleck and Matt Damon a lot, especially Ben Affleck. But when they're playing the two angels that have been cast and then they're trying to get back to heaven. Oh God. I love Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in Dogma. That duality is their characters are just some of my favorites. Good story movies like Where the River Runs Black, Ice Runner, and Map of the Human Heart. I've never heard of any of those movies, but I do have a movie that I would like to share with the Cinema at the Statterbox crew, but it's a little bit dark. It is based on a true story, but it does star Keanu Reeves when Keanu Reeves was a teenager, and he's really cute to look at. So there is that. Yeah, I know Michael Anthony Smith. Dogma is really a perfect movie. It's just so funny. Chris Rock is it? I mean, it's a great flippin' movie. Now I'm gonna, I'm fully admitting I'm completely biased. I love Kevin Smith movies, so there is that, and Kevin Smith has a very distinct style, and if you don't like Kevin Smith's situation, then Dogma is probably a very painful film to watch. On the other hand, Alan Rickman is in Dogma, and you can't really fault any movie that Alan Rickman agreed to be in. So there's that, right? Right? Bill and Ted versus Dogma. Oh, the great George Carlin battle. Oh, that's funny. That might actually be a good couple weeks back to back on Statterbox at the cinema. I might have to look into that. Yeah. Metronome, he was amazing. Okay, I'm assuming we're talking about George Carlin, and yeah, once again, never heard of the movie Metronome. Never heard of the movie. Like, was that from the 70s? What movie is that? Shakalak. Yes, Alan Rickman was in Galaxy Quest, she said quietly. I do believe you mentioned that before, and I have the notes all about that in my notebook. We will be reviewing the notebook. Actually, probably we will be reviewing it very soon because we've got one movie picked out 1 week out, but after that, we're still a little bit open, so gonna review that list. And yeah, Galaxy Quest is on that list, so shock, I might be looking in your direction one day saying, hey, we got the movie. Oh wow, Time Bandits. I've never seen that movie. Big shock there. But I remember that. But I've heard of that movie, and I remember when it came out. So Alan Rickman was also in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That doesn't surprise me, but I've never seen that movie either. Yeah. Wait. No. Comfortably Young. Kevin Smith. Was it? No, Kevin Smith directed Chasing Amy. I've totally heard of that movie. I just don't really remember what Ben Affleck's character was. And honestly, Chasing Amy is one of my least favorite Kevin Smith movies, even though it's it's Silent Bob's soliloquy of the century, because you get to hear all about Chasing Amy. And I do love how Jay refers back to that. Like, you don't say anything, but you can talk for 3 weeks about Amy or whatever. He refers back to that little speech in a different movie. But no, I've totally heard of Chasing Amy. I've seen Chasing Amy. I just don't remember what Ben Affleck's character is. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. And he was I don't think I liked him, if I remember that correctly, now that I think about it. But gosh, maybe I'll have to watch that movie now that I think about it. But yeah, I knew that I've seen almost all, as far as I know, I've seen almost all of Kevin Smith's films. So, I've definitely heard of it. Definitely heard of it. One movie we should watch is called Videodrome. It has Debbie Harry and James Wood. I've heard of Videodrome. I don't need to tell you that I've never seen it, but I've never seen it. Yeah, we definitely could think about that. Yeah, Debbie Harry is the singer for Blondie. I mean, people referred to her as Blondie, but no, I mean, she's just the singer for Blondie. The band was called Blondie. And I mean, she did have blonde hair, so she was a Blondie-ish. But yeah, she's the singer for Blondie, totally. Yeah. Kenny Casey, a great movie with George Carlin and Richard Pryor is Car Wash. Yeah, Car Wash is a great soundtrack. In fact, that was when I worked at the record store, that soundtrack was, even though it was like 20 plus years old, I think, by the time I was working at the record store, no, that soundtrack was one that we didn't like sell out of it, but it was definitely a constant mover. We definitely had to reorder that more than once. So let's see here. Yeah, Comfortably Numb. Exactly. Ben Affleck was a tracer. Yeah, that's actually, that scene is exactly what popped into my head when I was like, oh wait, I think I remember. Yeah. So there's a Chocolat. Okay, there's a scene in Hot Shots Part 2 where Sheen and Estevez shout at each other, I loved you in Wall Street. See, that's so stupid. And I love it when that kind of thing, when you make a callback to something that isn't even, I love that. I've never seen that scene, but I already love that scene. I loved you in Wall Street. That's so funny. Yeah, a lot of US films are filmed in Canada, especially in Toronto. Actually, not, well, it all depends. Toronto for sure, but Vancouver has a really big video industry, movies and television. Like not California, Vancouver, BC is definitely, that's where 21 Jump Street was filmed back in the day. Vancouver also has a pretty significant filming industry. Filming, for lack of a better word, video production, movies, TVs, and the like. Kids in the Hall was filmed in Canada, and I Never Go Wrong with Them. Yeah, no, well, when you start looking through the Canadian talent that has seeped south of the border, I swear to goodness, like the United States comedy scene wouldn't be half of what it is without Canada. I mean, first off, though he is not a comedian, there's one Canadian who has left his mark on pop culture for the last close to 50 years. And I mean, an indelible mark. There should be statues when he dies. But he has his finger in so many important comedy television shows. Without Loren Michaels from Canada, Saturday Night Live would not exist. Seth Meyers' show would not happen. The current version of Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show is a Loren Michaels production. Loren Michaels is involved in so many important shows of cultural import type shows. Quite honestly, like, he's probably the single most powerful Canadian entertainer. Even though he's not an entertainer, he's probably one of the most important players in entertainment. And I would say, the last 50 years, literally. I mean, Saturday Night Live is going on to be 45 years in the next, 2 seasons? They'll be 45. And Loren Michaels was in TV long before Saturday Night Live happened. I mean, I don't know. Loren Michaels doesn't look like he's aged a flippin' day, but when you do the math, it's like, damn, he must be like 85,453 years old by now. But I think that, our entire entertainment industry would be drastically different if it were not for Loren Michaels. And when I say our entire entertainment industry, I mean because of the reach that Saturday Night Live has had. I mean, the Blues Brothers, that stemmed from Saturday Night Live. The whole, all of these talented people that grew on to their own careers that started at Saturday Night Live. Really, thank you, Loren Michaels. It's Loren Michaels. Hey, Curtis, how you doing? Hey, Curtis, I want to thank you for the suggestion about the Visqueen. I didn't follow it to the T. I went to my hardware store. I couldn't find any Visqueen, and I didn't feel like tracking someone down. But I did find a whole bunch of heavy-duty black 45-gallon garbage bags. And I thought to myself, well, if the Visqueen doesn't work, I don't really have another use for the Visqueen. But if the garbage bags don't work, well, I can at least still use them as garbage bags. So I got a bunch of garbage bags and put them on my window. And the reflection seems to be a little bit better. I need to do a little bit more fine tuning. But I really think that, the super cheap black plastic was probably the best suggestion I've gotten so far with my lighting woes. So thank you so much, Curtis. I really, really, really appreciate that. So let's see here. Oh no. Okay. A Belly Bear, you gave 2 milk crates worth of old LPs away from the 70s to the 90s. Oh, I mean, I don't know what albums they were, but I feel, sad because a lot of good music came out on record in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and I feel like I might have wanted some of those, but that's okay. And the milk crates are now sold in furniture stores as storage devices, but the pros still just go behind the grocery store and have them accidentally fall into the back of your car. I don't do that, except for maybe when it accidentally happens and I do. But yeah, you're a fool if you pay for milk crates. You're a flippin' fool. And yeah, right, fine, you're stealing, I guess. But really, you want me to pay $15 for a piece of plastic that they're laying out in the street like for free? That's silly. Tom Greek, you have the complete series on DVD of 21 Jump Street. Oh, that is so cute. I loved 21 Jump Street. I had such a crush on Johnny Depp back then. My sister, though, she preferred Richard Grieco's character. She really, yeah. So Canada's been taking our comedy jobs for decades. Oh, well, the Canadians coming down have been taking our comedy jobs. Yeah, exactly. Um, let's see here. Oh, Andre. Okay, Kiss the Ring of Loren Michaels. He stole the comedy thing from Johnny. Yeah, well, yeah, Johnny Carson for sure, also super iconic, but Johnny Carson really only had his finger in one pie, which was the long run of the Tonight Show that, that chances are we all grew up on. Okay, medium 7 Up, you might not have. You might have been more Jay Leno era. Sorry, but back in my day, it was Johnny. And yeah. Uh Loren Michaels is just he's more prolific. He's doing more things than Johnny. And not to diss Johnny, Johnny was in front of the camera, so Johnny can only do one thing, whereas Loren Michaels is in the back, so he's able to, direct everybody to do everything. So, but yeah, Lauren, really, I mean, seriously, at this point, it's just like kiss the ring of Loren Michaels. Yeah, totally. Um, all right, so Shakalak, those albums are probably all in your living room. Well, if you want to give them away, and they might be ones that I want, you got any good Willie Nelson? Any 70s country, dude, I'm all over it. And yeah, I know it's weird, but anyway. Um, Andre, when you're Canadian and you get successful, you have to move to the US. Well, I'm not so sure that these folks moved to the US when they were successful. I mean, Dana Carvey, I don't think had a career in Canada before he moved to the US. Okay, that actually didn't make sense, but I hope you know what I mean. I don't think Dana Carvey had made much of a name for himself before he moved to the United States. And I think Mike Myers is also Canadian. Is it? Wait, Wayne and Garth are both Canadian. It just occurred to me. Oh, cool. You have a new record shop opening in your hood, and it'll be the second one around here. Fantastic. I love record stores and record stores that actually sell records. And apparently these days, like a lot of bands are, pressing their own records again. Records are like a thing. Like records, the 12-inch and stuff, not CDs and not whatevers. Um, yeah, shock, exactly. Get off my lawn. Um, Yeah, Belly Bear, you had to downsize your storage and was carrying on heavy albums for too long. You think you just have one or two now. Yeah, that's the problem with albums. They're so heavy and bulky, kind of fragile, and so they do become a bit of a burden unless you use them. So yeah, I can appreciate why it's like, well, I guess I better get rid of them. Yeah, Andre, well, who doesn't love Johnny Cash, really? I mean, actually, there was a time when people didn't love Johnny Cash. They considered him like a two-bit Elvis or whatever his nickname was. And my dad, he, for a long time, wouldn't listen to Johnny Cash because he thought there was a time in my dad's life when he was very, very law-abiding and conservative. When he got older, things changed, but the dad that I grew up with, he literally was such a law-abiding person that he refused to listen to Johnny Cash because he thought that Johnny Cash had gone to prison. Now, Johnny Cash did go to prison to perform there, but I don't think Johnny Cash ever served time in prison. I mean, he might have served time in jail, but I don't think he ever served time in prison. He might have. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. Big shock. But my point is, prison or not, my dad was under the impression that Johnny Cash had been to prison, and so therefore he could not listen to him. So I guess now that I think about it, not everybody liked Johnny Cash. My dad didn't. Yeah. Shock, Mad Statter. Scott says that 70s Nelson is too new for his country stash. Okay, hold on. Gotta reel it in. Gotta reel it in. I really need to look at those albums then. If 70s Nelson is too early or too wait, did you say too early or too late? Is too new. Right. Okay, if you said that's too new, oh, Be Still My Beating Heart. I bet you I would love a lot of his album collection. Um so I have a turntable, like you can't see it, but my finger is pointing to it and it's like 3 feet away. I have a turntable and speakers. And oh, the Highwayman Country Supergroup. Yeah, that is such that I really love that album. And um what is the song? The one about the dam builder and about how they all die. Oh God, that every time I hear that song, it literally gives me chills. Chicken Skin. Um, did my dad think that Merle Haggard went to prison too? Yeah. No, I don't think so. Even though he spent 21, he turned 21 in prison doing life without parole. Mama tried. Yep. No, he didn't think that Merle Haggard did. I don't know. He had no problem with Merle Haggard. But he did, and eventually Johnny Cash became acceptable, but there was a long time in my dad's life where Johnny Cash was not acceptable. He would not listen to him. So, oh, shock. The, oh, oh, shock. All of the albums are actually in order, and there's 3 or 4 thousand of them. Oh, Be Still My Beating Heart. Be Still My Beating Heart. Oh, Andre, not Andre. Why did I call you Andre? Michael Anthony Smith. See, I have way too many things. I need a checklist. I actually need a flippin' checklist. Where are the Lono tunes? Well, the Lono tunes that I actually totally revamped the list. I mean, I did. I revamped the list today. Took some songs off, added other songs, and they're just sitting there not being played because I forgot to press play. Yeah. So, I will maybe get to the Lono songs in just a little bit now that you've reminded me. Sorry about that. Um, Yeah, Merle Haggard I know Merle Haggard definitely had some brush-ins with the law, etc., but he obviously did not turn 21 in prison doing life without parole. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had his career. But yeah, I know. Yeah, Merle Haggard was a little dirtbag back in the day. But he's still a good musician. Puts on a good show too. I had a really good time at the Merle Haggard show. And although I have to admit, Merle Haggard, really a very tiny man. Like, I didn't expect him to be so petite. Could hold the stage, though. I mean, yeah, he was amazing. Let's see here. Merle Haggard is Californian, isn't he? I thought that he was from Oklahoma, actually. Um, I thought, but that just could be because he's got that song, An Okie from Finoki. But I thought it was from Oklahoma, but I really don't. I actually don't know. So I don't know. Um, Andre, Johnny Cash was lucky because speed was legal at the time. Right, there you go. Exactly. He might have been a speed freak, but it was doctor prescribed. He was on a diet. Um, so yeah. Oh yeah, Comfortably Yum, of course. Yeah. So, 45 minutes into the show. How about this? Welcome to Chatter with Statter. I'm so glad you're here. If you like what you're seeing and talking about, click the like button. If you don't like it, click the unlike button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, by all means, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can get notified, hopefully, if YouTube does the job, every time I go live. And my live schedule on YouTube is Thursdays and Sundays, 4:30 p.m. West Coast time, 1:30 p.m. Hawaii time, and 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. I am doing some Twitch stuff. Tomorrow we will all point and laugh. And I will be up earlier than I want to be, on camera earlier than I want to be, because I'm not a morning person. But tomorrow I will be up on Twitch at 9 a.m. West Coast time, 6 a.m. Hawaii time, noon p.m. on that East Coast. And I will also be on Twitch next Saturday for Statterbox at the Cinema, and we'll be watching Whip It. So there's my advertisement for me. So yeah, Kenny Okie from Muskogee, I think is what the song and the city is. So yeah, no, Andre, I think that, no, I think that Merle Haggard got his start in California, in the Barstow County scene. Absolutely. So when you say like from California, I guess, yeah. But I think he was actually like from Oklahoma before he was like, fuck, I'm getting the hell out of, and I'm going to California. California. So, hey, Medium 7 Up, good to know you're still hanging out, B&K. And, yeah, and Chocolate. Meanwhile, all y'all go sign up to cover a DPL shift on Statter's Google Sheet. Yeah, I've got the Google Sheets listed on the Daily Pigeon Live Facebook groups. And if you're not on the Daily Pigeon Live Facebook group, just shoot me an email, madstatter@gmail.com, and I can send you a link so you can sign up for Twitch if you want to do a quick Twitch show. And Photo Luke, hey, how you doing? Good to see you in the house. Yeah, Kenny Casey, Merle was so small. Right, he was a petite man. He was so small, he looked like somebody broke him off a bowling trophy. Honestly, that's funny. I've never heard that phrase, and not altogether untrue. He really was. But like I said, tiny or not, he had a presence on stage that he was, his performance was bigger than life, so to speak. Yeah. So, Michael and these with you liked Okie from Finoki. I feel like that's what a lot of people say. A lot of people do call it that, but I don't think that is how it works. Well, hey, Photo Luke, I am okay. I was not so smart, and I forgot to start my music, and I still haven't started it yet. But I did get some new lighting, and hopefully some reflections in my glasses have been fixed. So I'm feeling pretty good about the setup, and I'm just feeling pretty silly because I forgot to turn on the music, and now I'm feeling really silly because Kenny Case is coming in with the Google facts. Merle Haggard indeed was born in California, so he is not from Oklahoma at all. I'm a big liar who made that up, but at the time I thought I was telling the truth, so there you go. All right, good to know, Kenny. Andre, you're not, yeah, you're totally right. He's from California. There we go. Oh, the Okefenokee is a swamp in Florida. Okay, that's why people say that phrase. Suddenly makes sense. Oh, good. Thanks, Photo Luke. I'm glad that you think that the lighting is okay. It's so hard to know. I've noticed with other lighting or whatever. I've noticed that the lighting that shows up on the stream seems different than the lighting I see when I'm adjusting it. So it sounds like I lucked into a good light. Yay. Let's see here. Merle Haggard was so short you could see his feet in his driver's license photo. Oh, that's so clever. That's funny, actually. No, I don't think it's Finoki, California. Nope. I don't know. Well, actually, is there a Finoki, California? I don't think there is. Okay. So now that we're talking about things that are completely scattered from the intention, I'm going to reel us back in. I'm going to attempt to do something that I meant to do on the last stream. And, we, well, chatter scatters here at Statters, so whatever. But, yeah, Oildale does sound like a place you would want to leave, Andre. I completely agree. And so, speaking of places you wanted to leave, a couple streams ago, I was referring to a friend of mine from New York City who complained about how much he hated where he went to college. And it was, he was very afraid of the woods surrounding the college. And we discussed this at length and we made fun of him. After we did that, I took I took a drive to my college, and I'm going to start this drive right here. Boom. This is the freeway on the way to the drive to my college, and it occurs to me that maybe Matea might have had reasons for being completely terrified of the woods, because when I reviewed this footage, I was like, wow, man, these woods are kind of scary. Now, we're not nearly close to the scary part, but you know, when we get there, we'll see just how scary the woods may or may not be. So there we go. Yeah, Shaq, here we go. I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, and now we're doing it. So, order from the chaos. Mad Statter helping stay on the plan. I need all the help I can get to stay on the plan. And as a general rule, I don't have much of a plan. I found that my streams that I've like really planned out never go the way I planned, and then I like get all annoyed and think that the stream sucked, and then when I watch the stream, it's like, well, actually that stream was kind of fun, even though it didn't go as planned at all. So I've kind of abandoned plans, really. It's just how I am. So this particular exit on-ramp thingamabob is going to my college. So and yeah, are we on the way to Grandma's house where the big bad wolf is? Well, you will see. Now, all these stupid houses that are on like the right-hand side, that used to be farmland and like random orchards that you used to be able to like forage in. But they've since built all that stuff, so you can't go foraging there. And yeah, comfortably this is on the way to the Evergreen State College. Yeah, Curtis Nix just need a rough outline. Well, even the rough outlines sometimes just get blown all to smithereens, because I'll tell you, seriously, chatter scatters here at Statters. I mean, that is my tagline, I guess, really. Chatter scatters here at Statters. Let me tell you. Yeah. So we're getting a little bit deeper into the woods here. Still not on campus yet. But once we get on campus, the woods become a little bit thicker, and then, you'll see. And I got lost, actually. It's been so long since I went to the college campus that I kind of got lost. Yeah. All right, so Shock, Mad Statter, other instructors have plans for class. I make my plans when I see what happens during basics. Worked for me for 30 years. Yep, there you go. That's how that works. Sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. Yeah. All right, so on the verge of entering the campus, yeah, no, the farmers got tired of the hippies stealing their crops, so they sold to the houses. No, what it was that the land was just sort of abandoned old farms that, I mean, obviously it belonged to somebody, but there wasn't like active farms, but there was a whole lot of trees for foraging, without a doubt. So, yeah, stay on the plan. I hope this chat stream never sticks to a rigid plan. It's more funner the way we do it. That's right. Yeah, well, and ultimately that's what I do, Belly Bears, have a topic list and refer back when the chatter slows down. But when it comes, like with this video, I kind of wanted to show the video. I had a vague desire to actually show the video, and then I completely forgot, so I had to laugh at myself. Yeah, and then, yeah, exactly. Look, there's Bigfoot. Precisely, Bigfoot must live in the Evergreen Woods. Now, once again, this is still the brand, and this is like the entryway to the college. And if we went around this little loop-de-loop to the left, we would go to the main campus, and we will do that. But we're not doing that right now. Now we're going to go where I got lost. We're going to go to housing, and yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll get there, Tom. Don't worry. I mean, I'm going to stay in the car the whole time, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is my basically the road to where I used to live in college, and well, you'll even get to see the house you'll get to see the area where I used to live in college, but they tore down the one duplex in the cul-de-sac that I lived in that they tore down happened to be the cul-de-sac that I lived in. In fact, it was the cul-de-sac that it was the mod that Mateus and I both lived in. It was a duplex, and so he lived on one side, I lived on the other. And so yeah, exactly. You could hide an entire tribe in the woods. The woods, the college campus that I went to school on is about 1,000 acres, and the majority of it is undeveloped and heavily wooded. So yeah, this is basically the trees that you're living in when you're in campus. Now, I stupidly made a right-hand turn here when I should have made a left-hand turn, so we're gonna do a quick error check when I realize, oh crumb, that's not where I should be. In fact, I believe if I still had the audio on this, you would hear a whole bunch of swear words when I realized I didn't know where I was going. Yeah, no, you can't see but 10 feet into those woods. Exactly. The woods are thick. And that's what I was saying. Like, I realized, because I grew up in a very heavily wooded area and then went to school in a heavily wooded area. But now that I live, in the city in a not so heavily wooded area, and then going back, it's like, wow, this forest really is kind of overwhelming. And so as much as I made fun of Mateus for being afraid of the woods, when I revisited the campus, it was like, oh, maybe that wasn't unjustified making fun of, basically. So here's where I'm cursing up a storm, because I'm like, I don't even know where I am. Where the flying fork did I end up? What's going on here? I thought I knew where I was going. I clearly did not. So getting my bearings back to me, let's see, I think on the right-hand side of the screen is campus, but the left-hand side might not be. I can't quite remember, but yeah, so, heavily wooded, and then, and it gets, well, you'll see, it gets woodsier, and even though this isn't technically rainforest, it is a pretty mossy, moist, green forest. And yeah, a forest fire would be really bad on that campus, and hopefully that will never happen. I found the secret government facility at the dead end. No, actually, I think it's the college electrical shop or something. Hey, E.T. Guerrero, how you doing, Elaine? I'm glad that you're able to come in. We are on a little holo here at the Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington. I took this footage, and then upon reviewing the footage, realized that when I made fun of my friend who was scared of the woods, I realized, maybe that's not very fair, because these woods are kind of flippin' scary. So, yeah, right, Shock, they just want you to think that it's the campus electrical facility. Yeah, so this little thing here, I don't know what this is now, but back when I went to school here, this was considered modular housing, and all of these little buildings are duplexes, and each duplex has a two bedrooms, and then 2 students in each bedroom, so 4 students per side, 8 students per building. all these little houses are little houses, except for this big thing right here that we're driving up to. That did not exist. And where that does exist is where my mod used to be. So all these other mods were there and have been there since I think the beginning of, I think this was one of the first housing units for the college when the college originally opened, back in the mid 70s. And so, so yeah, my first year at school, I lived in the modular housing here. Oh, that's funny, Andre. You took a wrong turn near UC Santa Cruz and found a Lockheed facility with all these warning signs like beware of mountain lions and deer with Lyme disease ticks. Yeah, well, actually, the Lockheed facilities and other Army bases and things have a lot of wildlife because, ain't nobody going hunting on the base. Yeah, that housing does look like kids' summer camp cabins. Totally. I know, right? Right, Curtis? It's super ideal, lovely. I really liked living in those mods. The mods were super fun. Now, we're going to be stopping here and then turning right. This is an apartment complex that used to be called Cooper's Glen. It was never a part of the Evergreen State College, I don't think. And if it was the land was eventually sold off to private entities. But this particular apartment complex always was referred to by the students as ASH. ASH meaning adult student housing. Now, how, when, where, why it got that name, I don't know. It was just always called ASH. And ASH is literally, I lived in a couple different apartments in ASH for many, many years. And it's literally across the street from campus. So super easy, like this street, crossing the street. And then once you cross the street, you're on campus at Evergreen. And those taller buildings are apartment complexes for housing. We're about to go in. Now, this is where you might see Bigfoot. So this is the parking lot for everybody who lives in student housing. It's called F lot or FLOT, as we would call it. And at the back of F lot, which is where we're going right now, is the trail to the beach. And it's a nude beach. And it's on the Puget Sound, on the water, because it's a beach. But you have to go about a mile. It's a mile long trail through the woods. But there's a lot of other trails off of this little entryway right there where all those signs were. That's where you enter the woods. That is where you enter the woods. And that's where you go to the beach. But the trails take you all sorts of places, including to the meadow. And yes, we had a meadow in the middle of our forest. And not only did we have a meadow in the middle of our forest, the meadow is where the full moon fire circles took place every month because, yeah, that's right, because, so we had full moon fire circles every month at college. And, some people might think I went to a hippie school. Other people might know I went to a hippie school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tom Greek, nude beach, want to go there one day. Yeah, well, remember, it's the Puget Sound, so it's not going to be very warm. But one of the cool things about the beach down at Evergreen is it's got a lot of phosphorescence in the water, so it sparkles, which is neat. This is a little backdoor loop that I'm going to go through just to show you because I needed to turn around. These big buildings are A dorm, B dorm, and C dorm. A dorm is actually 10 stories tall. It's like an apartment complex. That was definitely part of the first housing units at the Evergreen State College, whereas these big building looking things that we're driving by, those are actually semi-recent additions, probably built in the 80s. And those are just like huge 4, 5, and 6 person apartments. I lived in a 6 person apartment on campus, and let me tell you, it's chaotic. Yeah, there you have it. But basically, though, this is the scenario that made the that made the city boy scared. And like I said, you know, upon review, maybe there is something to be said for being a little scared of it, right? Andre, at the private high school, we did those things too. So that's why so many of your graduates went to Evergreen. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Um, well, comfortably yum. Is it weird to be used to so much woods? I mean, no, not if you're used to them, right? But I realize now, like, oh, I guess you kind of need to be used to them. Otherwise, they can be a little bit overwhelming. Um, and so, yeah, you know, you guys, I mean, it's like, what are we looking at? Oh, we're looking at trees. It's pretty much all this is just trees. Um, yeah, there's not a whole lot to see here because you can't, unlike a lot of campuses that are like city streets and cities and stuff, you can't really drive on the Evergreen State College campus. I mean, you can drive on it, obviously, on the roads, but like as far as like to the buildings where your classes are, you can't, it's a walking campus. You don't drive on it. So all we're seeing right now is just like the roads surrounding the campus center. And so shortly I'll be pulling in to vaguely show you what the main area of our campus is, but basically there was no way for me to like drive around, to show you the actual campus. And the sun was going down and I had to go further. I had to go further that night. And so I wasn't going to get out, cause really I barely had time to do this little side trip. So let's see here. Andre, how long would I last in the late 70s, early 80s in New York City? Oh, hell no, dude. I wouldn't. Although I'll tell you what, I prefer the late 70s, early 80s New York City hellscape to an M&M store in Times Square. I mean, that's antithetical to what Times Square should be. I'm sorry, but New York is supposed to be filthy and dirty. And so to me, New York City is supposed to be the way it was in the 70s and the 80s, right? I mean, as nightmarish as it was, that's how it's supposed to be, right? So, oh, does it look like Pennsylvania? Yeah, I've never been to Pennsylvania, so I would not know, but not really surprised. Pennsylvania's got areas that are as heavily wooded as this. And so, yeah, I took a little turn, and now we're heading into the main campus area. There's obviously parking lots for people who live off campus, and then, you know, the people who work on each side of this little road. And then we're going to go around the loop. And eventually we're going to vaguely sort of see the campus-ish, only if for just a second. So, we're on the bus loop right now. And luckily there was nobody behind me, so I decided to do something that I probably shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway. There we go. So that's basically what my campus looks like. And to the far right, you'll see a part of a clock tower. And the clock tower has 4 faces, and one of the faces is broken, so it doesn't tell time. But the side of the clock that is broken is stuck on 4:20. So at Evergreen State College, it is always 4:20. Literally. So, Andre, you visited New York City in the 80s. What part of New York? Did you go to the Bronx? Did you go to Manhattan? Did you go to Brooklyn? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, shock. You're saying it doesn't look that different from Virginia. Michael Anthony Smith, you're saying it reminds you of Pennsylvania. Yeah, you know, I mean, the Evergreen State College and the Evergreen State, that would be Washington, is obviously known for the coniferous, you know, evergreen trees. But we have more than just the Doug firs and the cedars, etc. And consequently, I feel like some of our falls are just as, if not more so, beautiful than the places that are known for their leaf color changing, because we get the pretty color leaf changes. Plus, we have the green background because there's all sorts of things, all sorts of green that just stays green all year round. So you stayed in Manhattan next to the Empire State Building. Nice, nice. I've never been to New York City. I would definitely like to go there. But I also wouldn't want to go to New York City without like a local to show me around or whatever. Because there's just so much. Oh, whoops, I forgot to I forgot to edit that part out. Yep, that was me saying, "Oh, fudge." Yeah, so that was my little trip down the college lane and the scary woods that the New Yorker was afeared of, and maybe rightfully so, now that we all look at them and go, "Wow, that's some thick woods." So, Shock. Oh, so you'll meet me in New York City? Fantastic. I want to go to Hawaii first, actually, but New York City is definitely on the to-do list after the Hawaii list. So, Comfortably when was the last time I went to the Arboretum? I cannot answer that question. A long time. I mean, I don't know, more than a decade. So, oh, hey, Comfortably that's a good idea. That would be a nice season-changing drive. Totally. Oh, good. I like the way you're thinking. Good suggestion. I'll have to go to the Arboretum soon, in the next couple weeks. Yeah, E.T., exactly, Elaine. So much fresh air. Yeah, living in the middle of the woods like that is definitely a breath of fresh air. There's no, there's really the worst, the worst pollution that we had on campus one year. And this is totally a case of, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Like, totally seemed like a good idea at the time, right? So the Evergreen State College, kind of a hippie college, as has been mentioned in the chat, they decided one year that they, instead of using pesticides over the summer to control the aphid population and other pest bugs, they decided that they would release a bunch of ladybugs all over the campus to deal with that. And everybody was like, "Dude, yes, my college is the best. It's so awesome." And everybody's stoked. It's good. It's a good plan. Good plan. Let's do the ladybugs. Well, they did. And then the next fall came around and students came back to the dorms. And the funny thing about ladybugs is they actually, they hibernate in the winter. They find indoor places to hibernate. And so literally, like, the dorms were overrun by hundreds of thousands of ladybugs. And what they would do is ladybugs would find the highest point in the room and then cluster there. And like, literally, it would be like a 3-foot by 3-foot cluster of bugs that you couldn't see under through them. And then the bugs would get so heavy, the cluster would fall. And oh my God, dude, it was so gross. They smelled. Housing went nuts because they had so many, they were just constantly vacuuming up the ladybugs. And yeah, they didn't do that again. No. So that was definitely like the biggest pollution problem that we had on campus when I lived there. It was a disgusting mass of ladybug infestation that they invited onto the campus. I mean, they specifically put the ladybugs there. They didn't think about what would happen over winter, though. Yeah, ladybugs can stink. Yes, they can, Andre. And when you've got like 5,000 of them in the upper corner of your bedroom, you definitely notice the smell. Yeah, luckily, when that happened, I lived on a ground floor apartment. So the ladybugs, they didn't care. Like I said, they I guess because of the warmth, they sought height. But the third floor apartments and, were all infiltrated with the bugs and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, ladybugs are supposed to be good luck, but that's a lot of luck, right? Yeah, I don't really know if I want that much luck. Be glad that they did not bring spiders for the. Well, they don't need to bring the spiders. Spiders happen naturally. Trust me, we have plenty of those. Plenty of those. And honestly, the spiders in the Pacific Northwest aren't nearly as horrifying as the spiders, say, in Hawaii. After I lived with a cane spider that ate a gecko when I was staying at the Anahola River Valley shack with my college roommate, I came back to the Pacific Northwest realizing that any fear of spiders that I had has long since left because the Pacific Northwest spiders are just tiny and silly. They're so cute. They're so cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cindy, they right, they keep each other warm by clustering, precisely. And then sometimes though the clusters get so big that they fall. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shakalaki spent last Saturday night next door to 4 tarantulas. Yeah. No. Yeah, I've talked about it before. I'm not sure if you were here when I was talking about my snake. I used to have an 8.5 foot boa, and it would scare the living daylights out of a lot of people, which was funny, to me. But at the same time, it's just like I really shouldn't laugh because if it had been a tarantula, I would have been the one jumping out of the house because I don't do. I don't. Oh God, Andre, no doubt. Yeah, you're not afraid of the spiders. You just hate running into those strong webs that make. Oh God, I hate that. I hate it when you can like hear the web breaking because it's so thick. God, they're just. It's. I mean, it's a technical wonder of nature. The strength, the tensile strength of a spider web, as it were. But, ugh. By the way, did I mention? Ugh. Yeah, that's right. No, the snake. The snake. Was like, no, my snake was by the front door. Oh, they had a snake too. It was on the back porch. See, I would have been spending time with the snake. Well, unless it was venomous. I don't do venomous snakes. Venomous snakes scare me. Um. So, you knew somebody who had a cluster in their room, and she's still scared of them because of ladybugs. Yeah, I mean, the clusters are gross. Mm-hmm. Elaine, spider, it's a paradise here. Ignore the daddy long legs unless they crawls on ya. I don't mind daddy long legs. I don't like spiders, but daddy long legs don't bother me. In fact, I've got a couple that I just let live in my house. I figure, they want to be by the compost bin, by all means, eat the fruit flies. You and I have a great symbiotic relationship if you want to hang out by the compost bin. Cindy Krause, you weren't afraid of tarantulas until you saw one running, terrifying sight. Yeah, well, they probably can move super quick, and let's not talk about that. Well, actually, no, we are going to talk about it. You remember that movie Arachnophobia? I actually couldn't even watch the commercials for it. It would send me into a panic attack. And so, no, to answer your question that you already know the answer to, no, I have not seen the movie Arachnophobia. And no, I will never see the movie Arachnophobia. Like I said, even just the commercials for that movie, I would get sweaty. I would hyperventilate. No, no, no. Well, Andre, actually, daddy longlegs, there are a variety that are spiders. There's a couple different creatures that are referred to as daddy longlegs. One of them I think is like a mite, but the other one is actually a spider. But you're right. A lot of what people call daddy longlegs aren't actually they are daddy longlegs, but they're not actually spiders. But the ones that are in my house, I think, are the spider kind because they like make a web and everything. I've seen them. Oh, Photo Luke, thank you so much. Yes, remember to like. That's right. I always forget until the very end. Thank you so much for liking. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And let's just find out if the notification bell rings for you. Yeah, those daddy long legs. Hey, Devin, good to see you. Yeah, those daddy long legs don't have venom or webs, but there are daddy long legs that do have webs. Venom, that's whatever, but they do have webs. I've seen them. In fact, I was really confused because I didn't think that daddy long legs could spin a web, let alone hang from one, but I saw one doing that in my shower and was like, oh, well, I guess that makes a web, which is actually how I learned, like, oh, I guess the ones I have in my house make webs. Those aren't just cobwebs. Those are actually webs made by the daddy long legses. So there you go. Yeah. Rick, yeah, no, we're not going to show Arachnophobia next movie night. He. I knew someone was going to ask. I knew someone was going to ask that. No, we're not going to watch that. We're not. You can host it, and guess what? I won't tune in. Sorry, Rick. Nothing personal. Doesn't matter who's going to host it. If you're hosting Arachnophobia, I will not be in the audience. Just saying. Let's see. Oh yeah, and by the way, Darlene, by the way, Rick, welcome in. Good to see you. We're talking about movies that we haven't seen. We're talking about all sorts of stuff. I don't know if you saw the holo holo that I did through the scary woods of my college campus, but we were revisiting the woods of my college campus, and I was rethinking how fair it was to make fun of that New York boy for being scared of the woods, because the woods might be considered scary to some when you look at them like that. Yeah. Michael Anthony Smith, Jaws. I don't know if you're asking if we can watch it or if you're asking if I've seen it. And I've seen parts of it, but not the whole thing. And whether or not we want to watch it, we can definitely put that up to a vote. Oh yeah, your daddy long legs are definitely not the same daddy long legs as that I'm talking about. Yeah, Elaine, no, yours are you're either talking about, what, the cane spiders, or you're talking about those golden orb weavers that are just like, they're like this big, man. Yeah, those golden orb weavers are the thing of nightmares. I remember as a kid running, like playing hide and seek or whatever, and you're like running around the corner of the house and to the alley between the fence and the house, and suddenly like, there's a spider as big as your head, like right where you're about to run. Oh, no. Oh, you saw the last few minutes of the Holo Holo? If I want scary, I should come on a dirt road drive with you. Oh no, that sounds like fun, actually. I would totally, I think I might like that. Hey, Mad Satter, did I have a Red Riding Cape in college? No, I did not. I was not Little Red Riding Hood. No. Yeah, comfortably Hawaiian spiders make you need Xanax. Yeah. Yep. Photo Luke, do they attack people, the big spiders? Well, the big daddy long legses don't attack people. There aren't really a whole lot of spiders in our area that attack people, but like cane spiders or those golden orb spiders that Hawaii has, I don't know if they attack people, but all I know is I don't want to find out if they attack people. No. Oh, that's so funny. So, Devin, they have these wolf spiders in Florida that are too smart for their own good. I had one hide from me and keep a fan between you and it. So when you went left, it went right. That's funny. Outsmarted by a flippin' spider. It's just like, you are... Listen, spider, I will burn this house down. It won't matter if you go left or right when there's fire after your ass. And yeah, that's right. I'll be homeless, but it'll be worth it. Oh, I'd be so pissed if that spider. Oh, that's hysterical, Devin. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, the spiders do have happy faces in Hawaii, but I don't. Not when I see those spiders. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saw the spider in Hawaii that was colorful and had a smiley face hanging from a tree. Neat. It's so cute. It's a clown spider or whatever. Yeah, no. 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 Oh, the pigeon fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood is real funny on that record. Yeah, I think I've heard that. I haven't heard that entire record, but I think I have heard that fairy tale story. Um yeah, I that was that album lots of people seem to really think that album is hysterical. So I should probably check it out. But I got confused by what Shaq was saying, so that's why I got confused. So wait, would I like that in 2 words? What are we talking about? Okay, I guess you're talking about a shark named Bruce. Hmm. I think the shark named Bruce was from Jaws. That'll work. Devin, have you seen the cute little jumping spiders that dance and have tufts on their feet that they use? Yeah, that they use in their dance. Yes. Okay, so those little jumping spiders, I will admit, are cute as hell. I mean, they really are. They're all fuzzy and they've got little little peats. But I don't like jumping spiders. Like, I really don't like spiders, and spiders that jump are even worse. Now, when they're on the internet and they're being all cute and everything and doing their little dance, that's fine. And they are cute. To keep them as pets like people do, that's just crazy talk, says the girl who had the 8.5 foot boa. Yeah, no, exactly. Jumping spiders are not cute. Not in real life, they aren't. Fainting goats are cute. I don't know. Fainting goats, I don't really get the whole goat thing. I mean, the little tiny goats are funny, but the fainting goats, I actually, for some reason, feel bad for them. Um, oh, wait, hold on. Um, Cindy Krause says, did you know that their webs are very flammable? Guy here in town decided to torch the ones in his hot. That sounds like a really bad plan. Okay, so did you know that their webs are very flammable? Guy here in town decided to torch the ones in his hot water heater closet. Flames were impressive and the house was a total loss. Well, are you sure it was the webs that were flammable and caused the fire? Or maybe it was the flamethrower that he was using in a closet that caused the fire. What the heck was he thinking? No. No. That's silly. Right, exactly. The little videos of the like Luke, I think what, Lucas the spider or whatever. Yeah, they're very cute. But it's as close as I'm gonna get to liking a spider, but that's on the interwebs. It doesn't get near me. Mm-mm. So, no, Michael Anthony Smith, fainting people are not hilarious. That's dangerous. I fainted once and I poked a hole through my lip with my tooth and I had to get stitches. Um, all right, Elaine, what are you saying? One year you decided to get a real pine tree for Christmas. We undid the netting and sprayed the water to rinse off. Eek, a huge spider crawled out from the branches. Ah, yes, that doesn't surprise me. Gross, but yeah. Right, exactly, Andre. One person's boa is another person's giant spider. Precisely. Oh, hey, Patrick McCleary. Good to see you. Glad you're able to show face. We're sitting here talking about creepy crawlies and Bigfoot and hippies and that kind of thing. You know, the usual. The usual. water heater closets don't always have gas in them, but if he did have gas with his water heater, then that was a doubly stupid move. That is for flippin' sure. Um, Thanks, Darlene. What cute emotes or emojis or whatever they're called on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, the parrot seed with the Miller's moth. I think I have some Miller's moths in my house because of the sunflower seeds that I got for the birds as well, and they're really annoying. And yeah, that's why I don't mind my little daddy long legs, because they eat the little bugs. Yeah. So um so Belly Bear, you have a friend who got a degree in entomology and has big pet roaches and tarantulas. She loves insects. Yeah, those people are weird. And I say those people are weird because it takes one to know one, and I'm weird too, just in a different way. But yeah, that's weird. Uh-uh. You weren't sure if we were talking about Halloween stuff? Well, sorta, except for no. I mean, spiders are a Halloween topic, but we weren't talking about them in the context of Halloween at all. We were talking about how stinky ladybugs can be, though. Um, Yeah, I know, all you guys are like, oh, otters are so cute. Yeah, otters are kind of cute, but I'll tell you right now, river otters scare me because river otters can actually they can gang up and take down an alligator. I've seen video of it on the internet, so it must be true. But no, actually, like for real, they can gang up and take down an alligator. Otters, river otters. Yeah, you know those cute things that are like, oh, they're so cute, they're otters. Yeah, they can gang up and take down an alligator. And I also had one yell at me once, and it scared the living bejesus out of me. Yeah, that's right. It yelled at me. Oh, no, I'm not making it up. No, I'm not flipping nuts. I mean, I am nuts, a little bit, but, and yeah, this isn't the first time I've talked to you about animals talking to me, but seriously, an otter yelled at me, right? So I'm on the riverbank looking into the river, and the sun's coming up, and I notice there's this pack of otters that's like coming down along the riverbank, looking on the rocks, etc. And they one of them notices me, and then they go and they do whatever. I mean, I think honestly, I really do swear they like talked about me. And then this other otter, hops up out of the water and just like gets in my face, like, what are you doing here? This is our river. I mean, he just like, as they got closer, he just hopped up and just started barking at me basically. And yeah, I was like, whoa. And I ran away because the otter scared me. It was a scary otter. So you guys are like, oh, they're so cute. They're actually not. They're kind of freaky. Mm-hmm. Yes, Andre, otters are dangerous. Thank you. Yes. I know, Patrick, everything on the internet is true, which is why I'm confident that otters can take down alligators. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, otters have no idea that they're small. That's exactly right. Even the little ones have charged people and attacked them. Exactly. The otter came up out of the river like it was ready to charge me and attack me. And I jumped back and I was like, all right, man, I'm not going to argue with you because you clearly feel more strongly about this than I do. So, Wow. See? All right. And Andre's just pouring fuel on my otter fire. Apparently, the giant otter can even attack jaguars if they're in a mob. All right. Yeah. Jaguars. I don't want to mess with jaguars either. So, no. Yeah. So all y'all otter fans, that's great that you're fans of otters. I myself, I have a healthy respect, or shall we say, fear. Yeah. All right. So, hey, comfortably, you're heading out. Yeah, well, it looks like it's 6 p.m. We probably should all think about winding it up. Let's see. What's Shocking and Elaine talking about? Otters, right. They're cute, but vicious. Totally. Or viscous. Depends on how you want to say that. But yeah. Yeah, Patrick, I've never had a confrontation with a beaver, but I have a healthy respect for beavers as well because beavers are oddly big. Like they're kind of tall when they stand up. And then they've got the whole teeth and jaw situation going on, not to mention their tail. Yeah, I wouldn't want to piss off an otter. Mm-mm. Um And let's see here. Oh, your ex beau called me at work and said there was a big rat on your fence hissing at your dog. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't even surprise me. Not at all. Yeah, rats can be bold and. Oh no. Oh, Comfort Liam, I thought you were heading out. You said peace out, so I thought you were heading out. So that was why I said bye. But you don't have to go. We don't have to go. Um, Cindy Krause, did we pick a movie for next week? Yes. Not only did we pick a movie for next week, it has been downloaded and is ready for streaming. We're going to watch Whip It next week. So a little roller derby movie with Elliot Page. Although at the time, Elliot Page was known as Ellen Page when they were in that movie. So let's see here. Really? At one time, beavers were the size of bears? That is frightening. Patrick McCleary, we did Tank Girl this week. Yesterday, in fact, is when we watched Tank Girl. And we had a great stream thanks to Tom Greek, 1980. He provided us with a good, clean copy of Tank Girl. And once again, thanks to Tom, we've got a good, clean copy of the movie that I just said we're going to watch, Whip It, of Whip It. Only the Whip It movie is only going to be at 720p, whereas the Tank Girl was at 1080p. So the quality will be a smidge lower. That being said, I feel like some people might prefer the lower quality for the video stream. So we'll have to play that by ear. Either way, it's going to be way better than it's going to be way better than the rollerball fiasco that we had many years ago. Okay, many years ago was actually like 3 weeks ago. Whatever. Comfortably it's telling Belly Bear you had a possum rear up and hiss at me at 4 a.m. after it woke me up crashing around my laundry room. Oh, that is funny. Wait, what did let's see. The woods of the Pacific Northwest full of danger otters, bears, mountain lions, coyotes, and vicious hippies. I don't know if I'd call the hippies vicious, but everything else, yeah, spot on. Totally, totally. Yeah, Animals of the World t-shirt, Trash Panda, Danger Noodle, and then you cannot forget the Cobra Chicken. I love the Cobra Chicken. Yeah, medium 7-Up many years ago. It's all relative, you know. It seems like it was years ago. Yeah, well, possums seem really scary, but actually possums are your friends. They're immune to tick bites and they eat ticks like nobody's business. So if you've got a tick problem in your neighborhood or in your ecosystem of where you live, possums are your friends because they eat a ton of ticks. Like it's their favorite little thing. So, even though they look scary, they're really not that scary at all. In fact, actually, one of my friends used to have a possum sneak into her house and sleep on her bed every night. And she knew that something would come in and sleep on her bed, but she kind of assumed it was just like a stray cat. And then one night she woke up and saw what it was, and she was just like, huh, I feel like I should freak out, but he's been sleeping here for like a month now, so I guess I'll just let him sleep. So she named him Pedro. Pedro the possum. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Australian possums are different than the possums we have in the United States. In fact, Australian possums are actually possums, and the ones that we have are the opossums. But I'm lazy and I don't say opossum, I just say possum. So there you go. Yeah, exactly, Curtis Nix. Yeah, and they don't carry rabies. Possums don't carry rabies either. Exactly. Yeah, they're really quite beneficial animals to have in your ecosystem, even though they're ugly as hell. I remember the first time I saw one, I freaked out. I was just, in fact, the first time I ever saw one was when I was at college, living in the mods in that little cul-de-sac of duplex buildings. I saw one crossing the parking lot, and I was just like, "How is that rat as big as a cat?" And what the flying fork am I even? And one of my roommates was like, "That's just a possum." I was like, "Possums? I'd never seen possums in my neck of the woods." Um, but yeah, turns out there's lots of possums in Olympia. Oh yeah, Patrick McCleary, you had a possum come through your cat door. I have no doubt in my mind that a possum would do that. My cat. I don't think there's ever been a possum that's come through my cat door. Plenty raccoons, but never. I've never caught a possum. How about that? I caught a possum coming through the rat door, the cat door, which is also a rat door, but we won't talk about that. Um, uh, So, oh, that's funny. Michael Anthony Smith, the Aussie ones, the Australian possums can probably kill you. Yeah, because everything in Australia basically can kill you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What freaks me out is the people who like are just so ignorant about everything in Australia that can kill you. And I see these pictures of people like, and I admit they're cute, but like there's these little octopus in Australia that have blue rings on them, and like that is gonna kill you. It's quicker than you can, if it bit the people who pick them up, they would die almost instantly. But I see people on the internet just like, oh look, and they're holding this little octopus, and clearly they have no idea that they are holding death in their hands. Yeah. Um, I don't know what the word neotenus means. Shock. And they aren't all that ugly. I think you're talking about possums, and I still think they're ugly. I mean, I like them, but I still think they're ugly. Yeah, holding the little blue yellow squid. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Shock. And it's just like, oh, you need to put that down, my friend. You need to put that down. Mm-hmm. That's so funny, Belly Bear. Mice used to come through our doggy door to eat the dog food and then exit the same way your dog just watched. Well, I mean, they probably didn't eat much, right? Yeah. Um. Oh, it means it doesn't have big eyes and a small nose. Oh, okay. Okay. Learned something new. All right, then. I still don't know how to say it, though, so I'm not going to say it. Well, they kind of do have a small nose. Oh, that's so funny. You're changing the definition on me there, Shock. Um, oh, the sky is a lovely shade of green over the sound. I'm not so sure I like that. I like that outline that you're giving me there, comfortably right, Rick, exactly. And the Darwin Award winners might be a good chat topic. Yeah, well, those blue ring squid holders, they may not be winners of the Darwin Awards, but they are in the running up. That is for sure. Yes, yes, yes. So, yeah, so now that we're back to talking about weather, I think this might be a good time to wrap this up, because there's always weather we can talk about. Whether or not there will be weather is to be seen, right? There you go. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here at 6:15. We've been on almost 2 hours. I really appreciate you guys hanging out every Sunday and Thursday with the Statterbox crew. And yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know why I did this to myself, but I will be streaming tomorrow. Twitch, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. Hawaii time, noon p.m. on the East Coast. Mad Statter is my name on Twitch, all one word. And yeah, that's where you'll find me tomorrow morning. I hope to see you there. In the meantime, have yourself a good week, have yourself a good weekend, and yeah, just enjoy yourself. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much.